Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, before I get into this boxing talk, let me say this. They don't pay me, but I'll give them a shout out anyway. Shout out to Coca-Cola. Thank you for your carbonated ingredients and carbonated water that keep me going to make these videos and deliver this information like nobody else in the YTBC can. Because I'm BT, True School Sports, one of the best out there. Now, what I wanted to talk about was Bernard Hopkins and Joe Smith Jr. The fight recently just took place this past weekend. Bernard, it was his last fight. A lot of you guys are now, after the fact, hindsight to his 2020, saying that Bernard shouldn't have been in the ring, which is, now you say that, but before a lot of you guys picking Bernard Hopkins to win, and he got embarrassed, he got knocked out of the ring, and it is what it is. But that's not what this video is about. This video is simply about this, the ratings. He did a good rating, A lot of people watched the fight. The fight averaged 934,000 people. It peaked at 1.035 million. So, people came and tuned in to watch Bernard Hopkins' last fight. And unfortunately for him, 1 million people saw him get knocked right out the ring. So, not the ending you wanted. But as far as other ratings for that fight, for that card go, you had Joseph Diaz and Horacio Garcia on the undercard. That did 644,000 views with a peak of 707,000 views. During the Alexander Usyk and the Basio Mchunu fight, that did 560,000 views and that peaked out at 645,000. So decent viewership. In comparison to Hopkins' fight with Kovalev, which was a couple years ago, that fight did 1.3 million on average. So that did a rather good number, especially with Hopkins, coming off of wins against like Tavares Cloud and Karl Murad and Shumanov. He was looked at as the number one heavyweight at the time, and Kovalev was an up-and-coming force, and people wanted to know if he was the real deal, and he proved it. But as far as this current fight, people came and they watched Bernard's last fight. Obviously it wasn't the best fight, but it's good to see that regardless of what happened in that ring or how he acted after the fight in his post-fight interview, that Bernard still got the good ratings. People tuned in to watch him, and what was it pretty much, you would say, like in the pay-per-view era, although this wasn't a pay-per-view fight, well, this year ratings have been somewhat down for boxing. You have guys struggling to do 1 million views, who should be doing 1 million views, and B-Hop did it rather easily and had a good average. If you look at the Abner Mares Cuellar card, that did 377,000, I believe it was on average, so somewhere in that ballpark. So good rating. Good way to close out his career as far as from a rating standpoint. I wouldn't say in the ring, because that dude got knocked out of the ring and was thoroughly embarrassed tonight. But I'm saying from a rating standpoint, B-Hop, he got what he deserved as far as based on past achievements, based on what he's done. Being undisputed light heavyweight, middleweight champion, most middleweight title defenses, having great wins in his career against guys like Trinidad, Tarver, Kelly Pavlik. The dude earned his stripes to get the viewership he got that night. So shout out to Bernard Hopkins on what was a great career. Shout out to Joe Smith for delivering a great performance against Bernard Hopkins. And that's the news. B-Hop does a average of 934,000 viewers on for his last fight, and it peaks out around just over 1 million views. Leave me your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.